Hello, it is I, Purple. My bad, I felt the need to do that. Don't know why, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you're all doing good today, or night, or afternoon. But this video is, well, by the icon and thumbnail, you could probably guess it is about the brand new Jazwares plushies. Specifically the FNAF plushies. But, well, they are releasing this October. The figures have already started appearing in American stores like Target and Hot Topic, I'm pretty sure. And Squishmallows have been popping up too. So I thought, how about we take a deep dive into the plushies and compare them to the Funko plushies.
Holy shit, it's Freddy Fazbear.
So we're gonna start off with Freddy, the main guy. I really like how Jazwares' Freddy plush looks like. It looks really soft and it looks like really squeezable and it looks like you could throw him out of a window. Anyway, now we will compare him to Funkos. So starting off with what I do prefer with Funkos is I prefer how Funko's Freddy has like this giant plastic nose, but Jazwares it's just kind of like a piece of felt. And I do kind of prefer the eyes on Funko Freddy to Jazwares Freddy. I prefer the eyes that come out, but the embroidered eyes are nice. Okay, now going on to what I prefer from the Jazwares plushies to the Funko Freddy is I prefer the material of the hat. The hat material looks completely different to the Funko one, and it looks a lot smoother and nicer. I prefer the embroidered eyebrows on the Jazwares plushies as well. The Funko eyebrows have just never really seemed right to me. They're just kind of like these rounded pieces of felt that stick out of his face, and I've never really liked them. So I'm going to give the Jazwares Freddy a 5.5 out of 10, and then I'm going to give the Funko Freddy a 7 out of 10. So that's it for Freddy, and now we are moving on to Bonnie. So here is the Jazwares Bonnie plush, and here is the Funko Bonnie plush. So starting what I prefer on the Funko plush is I prefer the darker colour for Bonnie. I just think the darker purple looks better on him. And just like the Freddy plush, Funko Freddy, I prefer the plastic nose more than just the fabric nose. Just the plastic nose just looks better to me. Now, going over what I prefer from the Jazwares plush is I prefer the, Jazwares plushie's face. It just looks a lot more derpy, and I don't know, I love it. So, I'm going to give the Jazwares Bonnie a 6 out of 10, and I'm also going to give the Funko Bonnie a 6 out of 10 also. Now, we will be moving on to Chica. So, I'm going to do this a little bit different than the other two. We're going to start with the Funko Chica. It's disgusting! This plush is just... no. So, I'm going to rate the Funko Chica plush a 1 out of 10, because it's still got a little bit of charm to it. But like I said, a little bit, so 1 out of 10. But, oh my god. The Jazwares Chica plush is amazing. This plush is amazing. I can't put it into words how good it actually is compared to the Funko plush. So you know what? It even has the Mr. Cupcake. So you know what? 9.5 out of 10. So that is it for Chica, and now we are moving on to Foxy. Okay, so before we start with the Foxy plush, I know that was Withered Foxy on the GIF, I just couldn't find anything else. So here is the Jazwares Foxy plush, and here is the Funko Foxy plush. So starting with what I prefer with the Funko plush is I much prefer the eye patch on the Funko Foxy. The Jazwares Foxy's eye patch just looks like a whistle to me. Funko actually gave Foxy his freckles, but Jazwares didn't for some reason. And just like with Bonnie and Freddy, I prefer the plastic nose on the Funko plushies than I do with just the piece of fabric on the Jazwares plushies. Now, the thing I prefer with the Jazwares plush is I like how they actually made his inner ear like a dark red. It's much more game accurate than the Funko Foxy, which for some reason they made his inner ear brown, which his inner ear is not brown. So I'm going to rate the Jazwares Foxy a 7 out of 10, and I'm going to rate the Funko Foxy a 8 out of 10. So that's it for Foxy. Now we will be moving on to the puppet. So here is the Jazwares puppet plush, and here is the Funko puppet plush. I don't really like the Jazwares puppet plush. I don't know. I much prefer the Funko puppet plush. I think the Funko one just looks 10,000 times better. I don't really have much to say, so Jazwares puppet plush, probably about a 2 out of 10, and then the Funko puppet plush, a 8 out of 10. So that's all of the Jazwares plushies, so I guess that's the end of the vid. Wait. Oh my god! Is that a 6th plush? What? So here is the Jazwares Nightmarion plush, which is an exclusive plush and will be exclusive to Hot Topics and box lunches. So let's compare it to the Funko Nightmare. Oh yeah, Funko never made a Nightmarion plush because they'd rather make this. That's just one thing I've never really got about Funko. Why do they make just recolors of like Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, but they never give us new characters? But I prefer the Nightmarion plush a lot more than the puppet plush, so I'm gonna give this one a 8 out of 10, and I'm just gonna give it a bonus point, so 9 out of 10, just because Jazwares are making like more characters than Funko did. So yeah, that's really it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and give the video a like. It would help me a lot and it would mean a lot. And if you enjoyed this video, please let me know if you want a part 2, because at San Diego Comic-Con they revealed Wave 2 with the toy animatronics. So if you want a part 2 where I do this but with the toy animatronics, comment down below. Anyway, I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.